Hello guys, Vino here and welcome to this OTGV or On The Go video. It's currently Thursday the 21st of November 2024 and it's currently 9 minutes past 2 PM. What I thought I would do is record an OTGV over the next couple of days because usually our wage slips go up a week before payday, and tomorrow is a week before payday. Get paid next Friday. That's kind of redundant to say all that, but anyway, regardless. So what I thought I'd do is record an OTGV today into tomorrow, and then basically I can let you guys know live, but not live, because obviously this is pre-recorded, but I think you know what I mean. I can give you my first and honest reactions about how much I'm going to get paid and whether I can actually do what I want to do next month, basically payday. And what do I want to do for payday? I'm actually sat here right now eating a spot of lunch. Got these sausage rolls from the Co-op just around the corner, having a drink. Just had some cheese slice, a Cathedral City cheese slice that I got from Tesco's yesterday on clearance. That was rather nice. Got a drink. Yeah, so loving life right now. So what do I want to do for payday? Just to clarify, I want to be able to get the Turtle Beach Velocity 1 flight deck, the HOTAS hands-on throttle and stick system. And as I explained in yesterday's video, or the video the other day, the reason for this is Flight Simulator 2024 just launched, and you can use it with that. Also, I play Elite Dangerous, a space sim that also can use a HOTAS system. And also, Star Citizen is about to go into its 1.0 release. Now, I was speaking with a friend yesterday, more on that friend in a moment, because it's pertinent to what I want to do on payday. But I was speaking to a friend on Discord yesterday, and he actually said that it might be a good idea to up my RAM to 32 gig. I've currently got 16 gig of RAM, because apparently Star Citizen will eat 16 gig of RAM for breakfast. It's not very well optimized at the moment. I seem to remember that Flight Simulator 2020, I think it came out in 2020, the last Flight Simulator that came out by Zobo Studios, when that first released, it was horribly optimized and its recommended specs were preposterous basically for the time that it was released. And then later on, Microsoft will almost force, or Zobo, Microsoft, whoever, I mean Microsoft are the publisher, Zobo are just the developer, and I assume Microsoft are just contracted Zobo to be the developer for it. But basically, long story short, they had to redo the recommended specs basically, and they were much lower. I think a lot of live service games go through this. I think Elite Dangerous went through this way back in the day, and at some point along the path of these live service games, these games that keep going, year after year after year, like Flight Simulator and Elite Dangerous and Star Citizen and what have you, is they at some point they optimize them heavily. I know there is such thing as what's called rebasing. So what rebasing is in coding or programming or developing, basically every year, often around the Christmas to New Year period, when a lot of companies are a lot quieter than they would be, what they do is they go through the entire code base and they optimize it. Basically, I know Facebook does this because every single year around Christmas-ish time, they release an update to the Facebook app on the phone, what have you, on devices, and it's often a lot smaller than the previous updates. And that's because what they've done is they've rebased their entire code base and basically optimized it to the point where the app is actually a lot smaller than it was before, because bugs are basically created by human beings and being inefficient and making errors and stuff like that. So if you get a whole team of people just leisurely kind of look through the code base and correct any errors they see, optimize things, and just generally do stuff like that, then of course you can make your app a little bit smaller. I would not be surprised if a similar process happens when it comes to games development, where they essentially almost rebase the code base, or they try and optimize it as best they can, and then when they do optimize that, they can lower the system requirements for those various games. Anyway, that's a bit of a tangent, wasn't it? Long story short, apparently Star Citizen can eat 16 gig of RAM for breakfast, so I might need to go up to 32 gig. He did also say that my graphics card at this precise moment might be a bit of an issue for Star Citizen. Again, not very well optimized at the moment, but I don't know for certain, but it's a fairly good educated guess that at some point Star Citizen will, or the developer will, optimize the game for lower end hardware. Because if you need, I've got a 3060 in this thing, 16 gig of RAM with a Core i5, 12 gen Core i5 in it, which is still, pretty decent hardware. And there's people on hardware that's 5, 6, sometimes 7 years old at this point. And if you're making a game that only targets, very recent hardware or hardware that's expensive, if you expect to have a 4050 or 4060 in order to play starting, or even a 3080, I guess, then you're cutting out a lot of your audience. And yes, there are developers in the past that have sort of gone around and said, well, you must have a computer powerful enough to play our game, otherwise you don't deserve to play it. That does not go well. That does not go well when developers turn around and say that. They just end up getting a lot of flack back from the community, from the players, and they end up having to lower their specs, their requirements, because a load of people then boycott the game because they believe everyone should have access to the game, not just the elite few that can afford thousands upon thousands of pounds or dollars, whatever it may be, of computer hardware, especially nowadays where we're at that hardware ceiling. We've been at the hardware ceiling for a long time now. There's no excuse as to why developers can't make their games more optimized. That was a hell of a tangent. Anyway, so long story short, I might be asking a couple of people for some Amazon vouchers for Christmas to get myself 32 gig of DDR4 laptop RAM for my laptop, and then we'll see where I go from that. Anyway, as I was saying, so HOTAS, the flight deck for Elite Dangerous, Flight Simulator 2024 and Star Citizen. Also, I found out yesterday on another person's channel, you can use the throttle part of the Turtle Beach Velocity 1 flight deck to play Train Simulator. So Train Sim World 5 has just launched. It's in Game Pass at the moment. And I do enjoy playing that game, I'm not going to lie. And you can actually use the throttle part of the Turtle Beach HOTAS system to play that. It works really well. There's a YouTube video and there's an app you can download, and it basically one for one works really well. So that's another game that I like to play in which the HOTAS system can work. So that's one thing. The next thing is obviously that friend I just spoke about. They're actually going to come down to me and they're selling me a camera, a Canon EOS 100D. So obviously I want to be able to afford that. I'm not going to say how much I'm paying for that at this precise moment in time. We'll see what happens. And then I also want to get the Panasonic G9. I have been doing extensive research to see whether the G9 is actually an upgrade to the GH4, or whether maybe a GH5 would be a better upgrade path. However, I did Google, by Googling G9 versus GH4 or GH4 versus G9, whatever, there's a lot of people that are saying the GH4 is now quite outdated in comparison because Panasonic have now moved to a new 20 megapixel sensor, 20.9 I think it is, whereas the GH4 is still on the old 16 megapixel sensor that they were using for a very long time. I think all of the Panasonic cameras that I've had, from the G3 to the GH1 to the GH4, have all had the same sensor, the same 16 megapixel sensor. So the GH5 and then the G9 basically jumped to the 20 megapixel sensor they are now using on a lot of their cameras. I don't know whether they've moved on from that 20 megapixel sensor, but that sensor is their newer more modern sensor. So a lot of people are saying that just by buying one of their, you know, modern cameras or more up-to-date cameras is an upgrade anyway because of that sensor. So yeah, there's that. So that's the three things I want to do. I did some working out last night, and depending on how things go, it could be a little tight. Me and my dad do a little thing over Christmas in order to get a bit of extra money for Christmas, so that will maybe allow me a little bit of wiggle room to be able to do what I need to do to be able to get all this stuff. That's the plan. We'll see whether I can actually put it off. Obviously, if I can't, then I'll have to not do one of the things that I want to do. I could not buy, say, the flight deck, or could not buy the G9 until maybe next year at some point, and hold some of the money back I would have paid on that, and then do that maybe in January or February of next year. We'll see how things go. But that's the plan. I'm now going to let you guys know. I'll probably be back with you late tonight. I dropped the camera. I dropped the phone. I'm going to leave that in. Or am I? Anyway, so I'm going to let you guys go for now. I'll probably be back with you late tonight. So my waist will either be up midnight tonight, because I do it at midnight, or tomorrow at some point. I did see on the internet at work that the waist were going to go up a little bit earlier because of the back pay. But I don't know how truthful that is. So I'll just hold out, hopefully on there midnight, if not tomorrow, and I'll know what my pay is. If not, if it doesn't go up tomorrow, then it's highly likely it'll be over the weekend or Monday at that point, and I'll know my wages, and we'll see if I can pull all of this off. Anyway, I'll speak to you guys much later, and we'll see what happens. Hello guys, so I'm back a bit quicker than I expected to be, because a package has just arrived. I did meant to mention this in the previous part, that my SureScope Volume 3 set is due to arrive in the next couple of days. I'm guessing this is it. So I'm going to open it up here live on camera. It's very well packaged. It's like in a double box. It's really difficult. So, nice amount of bubble wrap in that box. I can go over there, and then let's open this up. This is really difficult to do one-handed. You guys can't see much, obviously, at the moment. I'm being really careful though. Mark the actual thing itself. There we go. It's exactly what I thought it would be. It's the SureScope Volume 3 set. There will be a main camera video on this very soon. It's also in this like very thick shield. I'm going to call it the cardboard shield. But yes, that has arrived. So yeah, that's very cool that has arrived, and there will be a main camera video on that very shortly. Very happy that has arrived, and I'll be taking a good look at that in a moment. I'll see you later on, guys. Hi guys, so I thought I'd record this quick little clip here. Just gotten into bed. I am knackered right now, looking forward to some sleep. I don't know my wages yet. There's some maintenance on the system that we can look up our wages on, that supposedly is going to end at 3 p.m. tomorrow. I'm actually busy tomorrow until about 3 p.m. actually, so that actually pans out quite nicely that I could probably find out my wages after I'm done with what I have, and then I'm probably going to be busy again after that. But yeah, I'll still let you guys know when I know my wages and what the plan is. It's currently 20 to 4, if I said that already. So this is, I suppose, kind of a 3 AM ramblings with Vino as well. At the same time, yeah, oh, I thought something else I was actually going to say. Got the Shore Scope Volume 3. So I swear there was something else that I was going to say or mention that I actually can't remember right now. Managed to finally get Flight Simulator 2024 working. I don't know if I mentioned in a previous clip or video, but they've had a really bad launch basically, and I managed to get it running today and actually played it for a bit and actually really enjoying what I've played so far. So that's pretty damn cool on that one. I swear there was something else that I wanted to mention in this clip. Oh well, if I can't remember it, then it's probably not important enough to mention. So I'm going to get some sleep. I'll probably record a video in the morning when I wake up, and then later when I know my wages. But for now, guys, good night. See you in the morning. Righty guys, and good morning. I've been up for about an hour, just over an hour. It's currently 1:15 PM on, can I think of the date and time? My brain's not working. Right now, my brain really isn't working. Right now, 22nd, I think it is, or 22nd of November 2024. I don't know my wages yet, unfortunately. The maintenance has ended. However, the wage slips haven't gone up yet, so it's highly possible they're going to go up at midnight tonight / tomorrow. So I'll have to log on to my laptop at midnight tonight, which means this video is going to go on for a little bit longer. But I'm about to pop out to the top at the end of my road. Going to pick up a few bits for today, and yeah, go from there. Basically, don't really have much else to report, so to speak, or to say. Just that my wage slips. Don't know my wage slips. Don't know my wage just yet because the wage slip hasn't gone up. So yeah, that's the only thing really to report at this point. Bloody hell, that sun is that's quite bright. Got the heating on, nice and toasty, in the house right now. But I'm gonna pop to the shop. Get some bits and bobs, bottle of Coke, some stuff to eat throughout the day and what have you, and we'll go from there. And I'll probably see you guys much later. I'm considering whether I'm going to do another clip or whether I will just go straight to after midnight when my wage slip might be up. Sorry about the hair, it's a little bit manic because I literally did have a bath before I went to bed last night, so I slept in wet hair, which is never a necessarily good idea, but it happens at the end of the day. But I'll be back with you guys later. Hi there guys, so I'm back, and you lucky buggers, you got another 3 AM ramblings. 2 3 AM ramblings with Vino in one OTGV video. I am in a really weird mood. I'm knackered because I've been taking part in an online com this weekend. I say taking part, I'm actually I'm the co-chair. I'm literally the second in charge. It's been an absolute joy in a lot of ways, but it's absolutely knackering. I feel really good. I feel like I've done real productive stuff because I have, but boy am I knackered. boy am I knackered. Anyway, the main reason why I am recording this video, this clip, is because I now know my wages. And can I accomplish what I want to accomplish this month? Yes, I can. I might need to be a little bit frugal. I might need to look for a better deal on a G9 or even the Turtle Beach flight deck. But yeah, I probably could. I'm probably going to get the. I don't know when my friend's going to come down, and we could do the whole camera swap thing. I'll have a little word with them over the weekend, maybe. They're in the same country region as me, so obviously I can same time zone, so it's easy to contact them. Don't have to bear in mind American time zones, which I often have to do with a lot of other friends that I speak to online, because obviously they're behind me by a certain amount of hours. So I might talk to him and see whether we're doing anything in December, whether we're going to do anything in January, wherever it may be. I'll have a word with him on that one. I've looked up reviews of the G9, and I think it will be a good upgrade from the GH4. It's still weather sealed. It's got dual card slots, in-body stabilisation, which I don't think the GH4 has in-body stabilisation. A bunch of different features that I think will be really good for an upgrade for a camera for me. And I can use it point and shoot, I can use it video. Yes, it doesn't have as much codecs as, say, the GH5. But am I going to use those codecs? You know, I don't record cinema quality videos, for crying out loud. I just record videos for YouTube. So do I need them to be, 10-bit and all this kind of stuff? I think the G9 does do 8-bit video, which is perfectly fine for what I need it for. So that's the G9. The flight deck. I mean, there are options of buying a cheaper HOTAS, potentially, although I do kind of have my eyes on the flight deck. But we'll see. Long story short, with the bit of extra money that I'll get for the thing that me and my dad do for Christmas, I should be able to get what I need to when it comes to, G9, the flight deck, and the camera from my friend. I don't seem very enthusiastic right now because, again, I am knackered. But that's the plan. And I think that once I've done that, that's going to be it for a while for major purchases. I'm going to buy these things and then decide whether I'm going to sell the GH4 or keep it. I kind of want to keep it as a backup camera, just in case. But yeah, that's the plan. That is the plan. Anyway, I better sign off on this video. This video has gone over, 2 or 3 days now. Thank you for coming along with this little ride with me. But I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, guys, and take care.